What's up, peoples? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's that time we all been waiting for. We made it. Almost everybody, healthy, pretty much. This is Celtics B Ball'n, by the way. Welcome to another beautiful podcast. Hopefully, you be joining us, spreading the word, growing, the channel and all that good stuff. The playoff is here. We've been waiting for a while now. And got to shout outs to the NBA. Because the past seasons, definitely the last month, well, before the past few seasons, I should say, it been like the games was like not competitive. Not saying all of them, but pretty much everybody just trying to get to that, to the last days, last games, wrap it up. But now, these past few seasons, with the playing, especially in the West, it was all the way down to the last few games. Phoenix out of it. Who would have thought Phoenix would have made it? Now, my opinion, it's surprising to me, like everybody else, but it's not like we thought Phoenix was going to win the championship. But with KD on there, anything's possible. Shoot, we see what KD did. He was let's say a foot on the line going to it before going to another finals, whatever. When the Bucks went to the finals against Phoenix. So KD, that man, I am never gonna disrespect that man. He's like one of my favorite players. I'm not gonna do that. But honestly, we didn't see KD because they need help. They've been dysfunctional. But for them not to make the playoffs, and then before that, I don't know if I talked about it, but to fire the coach, we're like, crazy work in the freaking NBA. That's why sports, give it all I got, man. I don't need to watch no reality, cause sports is reality all day, and it's not made up TV. Some of it's, of course, with all the shenanigans be going on, watching these games. Of course, it's not all the way legit, but we definitely, with all the Zion and his dramas with my boy Morant doing his freaking new celebration, shit be lit all day, every day, man. I love this shit. I love sports, especially b-ball. I'm saying it's entertaining, especially if they let them play. Like the last few years, the refs been letting them play. These games been that's why you see motherfuckers be getting irritated and people getting I don't know how the ejections go far as say 5-6 seasons ago, but motherfuckers, especially at the beginning of the season, you can see the irritation starting from the jump. This NBA season been great, yo. For real. It's been a lot of drama. Coach getting fired here and there. My man and just mentioned Durant coach getting fired. 2 more coaches I think got axed. We all thought, well, I don't even say y'all. I thought JJ was gonna fail being a Laker coach. I thought that was gonna be the shambles. And it could have been. They got Luka. But before that, I'm not even gonna no shade. JJ been doing this thing. And I don't want to say that because he's a Duke player. The only Duke player I got love for is my boy Tatum. And when and I did, and for a while, bro, I could not remember his name for some reason, but it just popped in my head. Sheldon Williams, Kansas Parker, ex-husband, the dude that used to go to Duke. He's the only other Duke player. Oh, I'm sorry, Kyrie. But Tatum took me. Well, before that, Tatum been the, Even when Kyrie was on the squad. So 3 players, definitely got love for Kyrie. Honestly, I didn't want him on the team. It was great to see him play, but when we got Kyrie, I was excited for the fact that he was gonna give us highlights. And Kyrie, I don't think gave us a 50-50 ball game. He gave us alright, but like I want to even like if I go back and like, Kyrie did so much highlights. That's what I wanted, because I didn't think we was gonna win. Not no hate, but that's when we had the young cats and we made it without Kyrie. When we got Kyrie and he got hurt, and that's when we first, I think, went up against Bron, and I think Jalen dunked on him first. But people don't remember that. People remember the Tatum dunk, because everybody remember that Tatum dunk. But matter of fact, they remember the Tatum dunk. It might have been in the same season, but the reason why they remember it and it stands out, and I might be wrong. If anyone's listening want to fact check me, it'll be appreciated. Drop it in the comments. I want to say Jalen did it, but it wasn't in the it was a regular season. I could be wrong, but Jason did it in the playoffs. And remember when he dunked, he got so hyped he kind of pushed LeBron. Like, shoot, just recalling that shit hyped me up, yo. Like, yeah, my little young guns. That's how I knew it might take us a while to get to the promised land, but I knew we was gonna get there. I knew we was gonna get there and do damage. That's why it hurted when we first got there, then and didn't win the whole thing when we played against Steph them. But for me, it was more of like a sadness for my squad, because I knew they worked so much to get there, and we didn't play good. No, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. We had like so much turnovers, but we was there. My thing is, once we got there and experienced it, experienced the hurt, experienced what literally, like how we played last year. We played like basically flawless. It was like 16 and 3, something like that. Like to get to to get to everything, the chip. And like all those positions, we even Indiana, like they pushed us, but we still got it done. But we was focused. We swept them. But that game, that was exciting, and that's the game when Jalen, I think either game 4 probably, I guess, since we swept them, when he hit that fadeaway 3. I mean, did the damn thing, Jalen. Yeah. And I came on to talk about the 2 matchups they about to play, and I blanked out. The Magics and the Hawks, that's our, whoever win that game, that's who we gonna be going against. And they won the series against us, both teams did. And I was looking at different stats. What I could remember, or just off the top, just like how we use most of the games. And now I'm gonna finish my thought, then I'm gonna interrupt it. That's what I have to say. But most of the games that we lost, same thing. We wasn't handling the ball. We was basically being careless. No disrespect to them people's there, but they're a team. Although they wouldn't be considered an elite team, I would say more Orlando, because to me they have more pieces. To me, and I haven't really paid attention to the Hawks like that, unless they play us, or unless Trey do some incredible stuff, because Trey the man still. And that the debate, who do I want to play, who I don't want to play. I've been thinking about this, and I was like, I was gonna disrespect Trey. Like, I'll take the Hawks, and I definitely don't want to play, because Atlanta got a lot of size, and so do the Hawks. So like said, it's a different game in the playoffs. I said they won the series, both of them 2-1, and for some weird reason, I don't know if it has to be, because we couldn't play 3 games. Hold up, I'm just looking, because I was looking at some stats before. Just to, give it a little idea of it before. Give me a little bit. But anyway, either team is going to be a problem. The Magics, they got Cole Anthony. He a scorer. He a bona fide scorer. Ben Chiro, he came back like half the season. He been doing the damn thing. He could get a double-double. So does Cole Anthony. He could do his damn thing. And then you got Franz Wagner. He could light it up. And he's both him and his brother, they battles on the board. So regardless, like both teams, I expect to beat them, but I didn't expect to and the reason why I'm less worried about both teams, although it's a new season, but last year, the fact that Indiana was like the top pace team, and we didn't neutralize it because they was going back and forth. And who plays more like that is a more style like that is Orlando. I mean, not Orlando, the Hawks to me. Like I said, I haven't watched them like that unless, I might have called them on. I don't even think I've caught a Hawks game. Maybe when they played against New York, probably. But I haven't watched like the Hawks in a minute. And no shade because I like Trae Young. And then if you play Trae Young, they got this dude. Like, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but I'm gonna give it a try. They got I don't know if it's Jalen Johnson, he's hurt. I don't know if he came back, but he's a problem. He a double-double. Trae could drop, especially, Trae loves showing off. I do not want Trae. And matter of fact, the only reason why I want the Hawks to make it, because I do have love for Trae. So I do want to. I wish they didn't have to play us in the first round, because either team to get down to it, we're gonna send them home regardless. It doesn't matter, but it's just who's gonna be more problem. I don't want to play Orlando because they're gonna be all over physical, and we might end up coming out there super wounded up. Like, we gonna come out there like we battled in the second round, and we just going to the second round. Because Orlando be playing mad physical. I like watching it, but ain't nobody got time for that. Word, man. Ain't nobody got no time for like all this over physical aggressive shit. I'm lying, but got time for that shit, bro. Trying to see us make it to the finals. And regardless if they want to get physical, it's not like we run from the smoke. I just don't want like they be over physical and then, they get like a hard foul or something that we get injured. I don't mind the physicality. I just don't want us to get injured because motherfuckers trying to box out, and like how they've been doing Cornette. Shout out to Cornette. Shout out to Cornette. Word. Stay ready, squad. Shout outs. You know what I mean? That's the bench squad. Stay ready. You know what I mean? If we can't do it, who can? That's my name for them. Word. Peyton. Hauser. Freaking Kada. New sign JD Davison. I'm here trying to get all hype, mispronouncing people's names. JD, shout out to your new contract, all that good stuff. Now welcome to the big leagues, baby. 3 years. You've been working at it, cracking at it, head down, grinding. Shout outs to you, my boy. I'm happy that you made it up. And hopefully, I don't know how it's going to work out. Hopefully, you can stay on the squad for a little bit. Help us win another chip. But I don't know. I'm not sure how it's going to work out. But you are the 15th last roster spot. So we had an open slot. So he's going to be in the playoffs if anyone curious about that. Before I forget, like, share, drop a comment. If you want to ask the questions or you got a question, ask me why I love my team so much. Why do you think we're going to win it? Oh, why we're going to win a back-to-back if we don't get hurt. Because I'm not worried about Jalen. I wasn't worried about Jalen before. The only thing thoughts about Jalen in the game was I wanted to get to the 66 games so he could get his awards that he wanted. But he got the bag, so he's not worried about that. I'm happy that I don't know whose decision it was for him to sit the last 4 games or something like that. Maybe I think it was like something like that. He played, but the fact that he went out there with the intentions to play through the injury, because anyone could get hurt. Well, no one's really 100% now, but just the fact that he wants to try to play through the injury to see what his body can and cannot do. And that's commendable, because he could have sat down. So it's not really, I don't think, it's more like if he is the Wards, like I say, he got the bag. If anything, I don't know how the second contract is coming, but he's locked for a little bit. You know what I mean? At least, I don't want to speculate. I'm not remember how the contract, so I'm not even going to be like, oh, he's signed for another 5 years. I'm not sure. So I'm not going to cap on that. But for him to try to play through the injury, I like that. And then for him to, or wherever, for everyone to come together and say, all right, the best thing is to do is just sit out and then, rest the ankle or rest the knee. And then, while I brought it up, I didn't see it, but the captions of the shoot around questions, whatever, it said like coach. Well, I don't know if I think like, when you have, how you have like on YouTube on the videos before it plays like a preview. I think that's how I seen it. And like either the caption, yeah, I think with like Alice and I think maybe the first question was like, how was Jalen? Well, basically, I'm gonna go back and watch it, and then but basically, I'm not worried about Jalen. And then I think it said Jalen had a great practice. Both things basically said like that. That was the caption, or that's what they said. So I'm not worried about Jalen. We have like a whole week we got till what? Sunday? This Sunday coming up. So we good. That's a whole almost 2 weeks. If he was injured like that, I think he would have started earlier, and I don't think he would have forced the issue. I think it's more like a pain tolerance thing. Because everybody who plays sports, especially if he's played like every day, that's just like occasionally, whatever, not no like professional, but like you play through injury, like it hurts, but you can play through it. So I'm Jalen doing that. And then the first game he played, I think he got through the whole. He not like the last 3 games before he sat, he was playing like 22 minutes. Yeah, it was like 22 minutes. Then he played 20. The first game, it was actually, I like watching him play because he was getting downhill, but it was like being more of a like methodical. It wasn't like, how it was like a slash, it was more cut. It was more like a back down type, because he didn't have the explosiveness, and instead of dunking, he had to be more creative. So I like that. It basically looked like a Paul Pierce game, like an old man game. That's what it looked like. And then the first night he came through. He said it looked pretty good. That's why he tested out the second game, and then he didn't come back in because it wasn't, might have swelled up. Who knows? I'm not saying it did. So it was in discomfort. So basically, he wasn't gonna come back in the second half anyway. So they was asking why didn't he come back in the second half, and I'm like, Jalen haven't played in the second half, and like the last 2 games before that. It was basically how they were saying to be qualified for those awards, you have to play either maximum of, I believe, 20 minutes. So say between like 20 and 25 minutes. But I think it's like 20 minutes. So if Jalen was averaging like 21 minutes, you know what I mean? But I ain't worried about Jalen. I said I'm going to watch those interviews later. And, when I drop another pod. And I haven't done a season wrap up yet because I've been doing like research. That's not an excuse why I dropped it, but there's a lot of stats, a lot of nice nuggets I want to drop. One nugget, and I wanted to check this out. That's like when I hear things, although it's exciting, I know on TV mofos be capping. Because I read stats about the team and then they switched it up. So this stat is for defending team. We're the first defending team in the last 10 seasons to win 60 plus games, this is dope. So I just want to check that out before I drop it again. But think about that. If that's true, that's why we're going back to back. And it's not like last year, KP didn't join us till whenever, and then, KP here. KP here, baby. And I'm sure he's excited to be in there. Yeah. KP did not want to miss all those damn games. KP played 3 games in the playoffs, maybe 4. Because I think he came back, I don't even know, but he didn't play more than 5 games, I know that. So KP, I'm seeing him doing the damn thing. The only thing with him was, and every game he's proven is more toughness. I cannot say that man, early career, and that goes with a lot of players. And then it wasn't really my thing. That's never, because I'm a foreigner. So definitely, that was not my narrative because he's a foreign player. But it was more like he was getting pushed around because he's a skinny dude. He's skinny as hell. Well, now he got weight and got confident, because I'm a Celtics. I remember Marcus Smart used to push that man around. Then when he went to Dallas, he couldn't really push him around like that no more. He was more, because, and the weird thing is, I think that was when KP was dealing with the injuries too. This is just me watching the games. Because like I said, I'm a fan of New York too. With this is my observation of why it worked. When Marcus Smart used to get super close, he was used to be close to his knees, bro. It's something with his knees, the pressure, pause. Let's just sound like a pause, pressure, and talk about knees and all that. I don't know what you could do knees with, but people freak out here. People be having knees, knee exercises. So pause. Yes, I mean, I look at some people knees be able to thing. You know what I mean? But to me, he was just skinny. So Marcus Smart is a strong ass dude. So I think what Marcus Smart, he did, because I seen him. I watched him. I'm like, damn. He basically he pushed him off balance. Because he's close. Because KP is tall as hell. He's 7'2", 7'3". Marcus Smart 6'4". Let's say 6'4". He might be listed as 6'5", but I think they have him at 6'4". So imagine someone close to your knees and basically pushing all their weight on his lower body. You feel me? So he's literally pushing him off balance. Because KP's tall, so Marcus Smart doing, know what I mean? But if you going down low like this and I seen it, my man knees was leave me alone. That's how his knees will say. KP wanted to smoke because his knees didn't want those type of smokes. His knee yo, get this man away from us. But I say he went to the Mavericks, looked different. I'm why KP acting like Marcus Smart defense don't affect him? Come on, my guy. Then he went to the Wizards. And when we played them, I'm oh shoot. Real talk. I'm oh shoot. Marcus Smart defense is not affecting KP back in the day. And believe me, Marcus Smart tried that. And then, probably have to went to another defensive. Because Marcus Smart is foolish. Probably, all right, this is not working no more. I'm trying something else. But definitely doing that, what he's doing it wasn't effective. I guess KP became more patient, whatever guru or whatever he went to get more strength. And like I said, he just got bigger. And then probably mentally tougher. And then like really realized I can't have this little guard pushing me. You know what I mean? Probably a man thing, like, yo, I gotta man up. But KP last year is more like I'm just gonna watch and see. This year KP came back after his injury. First of all, he came back early. I didn't want him to come back early. Came back early, so that right there proved a little bit. I mean, a little heart. Want to be with, not that you want to be with the team. Like I said, he could have sat out to like early January and came back early. So whatever it was, healed. Came back. Like I said, he got injured again, but after that injury, KP been like proving a lot of toughness. Put it like that. So kudos to you, KP. Definitely doing your thing. So hopefully you could stay hopefully stay injury free. But I'm just assuming you're gonna get knick-knack like everybody else. So hopefully everyone get up to the finals, through the finals pretty healthy on both squad. Although, I'm saying they're gonna injure us, but that's another thing. I don't want, because of these players, we're gonna get our own injuries, but because of these players playing so wild and not purposely. So that might be a coach strategy. Like, we can't beat them, so fuck that shit. Ain't no one gonna win. They ain't gonna win, so we gotta injure them. So they ain't gonna win. Hopefully, ain't no one else don't suck at shit like that. Because I don't see no one doing that, but who knows? People be getting all emotional, lose their mind. I didn't even really talk about what I thought. I just thought about who I don't want to play. They both young teams. We supposed to beat them, as we should. But this cat. I said I'm gonna try to pronounce his name. He's not from around her. Just put it like that. And the game we played in Boston, he had 19 and 13. His first name, I'm gonna try to pronounce it. Onika. And if that's Onika, and that's almost like this girl I know, her name, I think her name is Onika. I don't know if she's spelled it like that, but that cat. And then Daniels, I thought that was this is the guys that the trio. Of course, Trae Young, Tyson Daniels, he a problem. He a slasher. Do his damn thing. And then this cat, I said last year, the games we played him, I'm like, who this cat? But he grabs boards. And then, as I said, Onika, he had 19 and 13 the first time we played him. And then Jalen Johnson, I'm not sure if he hurt. Well, I'll check it out then. When I drop, I'll, inform you. And something just popped in my head. This has nothing to do with this pod, but this has to do with the Celtics family. So on the pod, when I was talking about the main Celtics, I said there's a person named Tatum. I think it was London Tatum. And I'm gonna refresh this, but I think it was London Tatum that is on the main Celtics, but that's not Tatum Pops. Tatum Pops' name is Justin Tatum, and he's over now. I want to say Turkey, but I might be totally wrong. So I was looking it up to see. I want to see how far it goes back. But the reason why I was looking up more, or I wanted to mention him, Jason Tatum's father just won a chip also. They won their I believe their second, might be their third, but I think their second chip in that basketball league, and they've been around, I believe, since 1959. I think it said. So that's not the same person, but Jason Tatum's father doing big things, ringing rings and things. So it's all in the family. So that's something I remembered. I popped in. So, like I said, I'm going to check it out, and I come back and I'll let y'all know if I remember. And I don't want this to go to way longer, because I didn't want it to go this long period. But these two teams are playing right now. Who comes out the winner? It should be an exciting game. But regardless who, and I think it was Gilbert who said it. Gilbert Arenas. It could have been him, or it could have been Club 520. But this was a good statement. And when I was listening to him, and he made a good point to me. He said, regardless what team, and he wasn't talking about the Hawks. I think he was talking about teams on the West. Well, he said, regardless of who's the bottom seeds, whatever, he's like, they're gonna play. And I watch a lot of basketball, so it might have even been from them. So if I got this from another source, they're not listening. Maybe someone who's listening to my pod, that listen to other pod, like, nah. If it's not from Gilbert or 520, somebody else, let me know. Making faces because I'm trying not to, like, I'm burping, and I'm trying to, like, so, like, what the hell? My man transformed into alien? Nah, I'm just burping. So he said basically, right, like the 9s and the 10s, right? He said basically they've been scrapping since that, say, 3 months. This is not verbatim what he said, but it's like all they known for is scrapping. I mean, they might not, depends who they play, and I don't think it's gonna be an easy road like last year. And it's not because of injured for other teams, because we had injured too. We had a big ass KP superstar out, like, stop playing, and our other guys was banged up. Like, so I don't know what's wrong with these acting like we just mopped team because it was our time. Don't let us please don't let us lose 3 games or 4 games again. Don't let us do that. Okay? And that last series, we wanted to win at home. Although Dallas whopped us. I think it was like, they whopped us by like 26 or something. It was crazy work. This was not. And the reason why I was even mad, because I definitely knew they was going to come to Boston and do that. And I was like, I definitely rather win in Boston. That it felt so much better watching our crowd celebrate. It was like I was there. I felt the energy. Y'all might not want to believe me, but I felt the energy. Just like, I gotta bring up something where I'm watching our background, and that's a key. You see how I switched it up? That's a little clue. But he was basically saying those lower tier teams, the 9s and 10s, the 8s, the 7s, all they know is to scrap. So it not supposed to happen, but we seen the 7, 8 seed, like, give those first seeds a run for the money. And I'm not trying to be one of those teams. And like I said, our record against these two teams is we got a losing record. And I'm not gonna say not that it doesn't. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter, because if I was on the other side, if I was Orlando and the Hawks, and it was a top tier team, I'm like, shoot, we beat them before, so we can beat them again. Of course, it's gonna be higher stakes, but it's still just basketball. Like our coach said, it's still just basketball. You still gotta execute. You gotta execute a high level because the stakes are higher. But if you just I almost had that word too. Almost had it. But I'm not even gonna be like, oh, this cat over here choking. But if you learn how to focus and be all right, it's just a higher level. That's all, and we proved it last year. First time we said Golden State been there, so they knew what it took. They made us uncomfortable. We started turning over the ball, and it was a wrap. And Tatum was hurt the last game. Don't let people be forgetting that. Like, Tatum literally got hurt the first play. So I think that game, maybe not the series, that game would have been different in my opinion. Could have been wrong. The score, they might have still win the game, but as far as Tatum performance, I was like mad that Tatum didn't sit down. Like, really and truly. Like not mad like with the boom boom boom, but I'm like, my guy, I don't want you to get hurt more. Cause I'm like, I seen the writing on the wall. In that game we had to win. But then I don't want you get further hurt trying to prove yourself to people. Like, not me. You already proven, homie. Like, you gotta go through the heartaches and headaches and the hurt. That's why, like I said, I was more hurt that day for my teammates. I always thought we was gonna get back there and do what we were supposed to. Because of prior how we played. Because, like, when Golden State was winning championships, we was basically the only team when we was on the come up going to Golden State and beating them. That's why I had confidence. So it's not like, other teams was trying to break us up on some, break them up and they'll never do it. Nah, that didn't work. I definitely came on here 1 or 2 episodes and I said if they didn't want to work together to break it up. Not for them to break it up. Not the organization, but for them to if they couldn't come to understanding and work as a team and understand they have to be it could be 2 alphas, but one has to be like a top alpha in some cases. Because it's definitely, it can be like my turn, his turn type stuff. And they got it together. So I'm proud of them. Very proud of them. So proud of my guys. Jalen, Jason, Derek, Drew came through in the clutch. And we got Drew. Peyton, Hauser. We got a way more focused freaking Luke Cornett. These 2 cats, they're gonna do something in the playoffs. They're gonna drop like Schreierman, Baylor. I see him having one of those 12 to 15 point games in the playoffs when it mattered. When it matters, like come in like second quarter, third quarter, and put a light or extend it. I could see that. Him, Kata, let's say I'm gonna come back and wrap up the season. Maybe just the last 2 games against the Hornets, then But Kata, especially that last game, man, you was battling your ass off, homie. You was battling. You was battling. You reminded me of Robbie Will, man. Rob Williams. Time Lord. Like, it brought back like good memories. Like, that man was defending the paint. So shout outs to you. But I see Shireman, Peyton Pritchard. I definitely that's a given. Hauser, he been up and down, but it's more like a injured thing with him. And before, I said this before, like in my mind when I was watching the game, I wanted, and I know I said this on the pod, but as the future goes, if Hauser dunks maybe twice a year, maybe no time a year, I'm fine with that. I was on the hype train. I was like, ooh, let him get 20, but Nah, cause now I understand. I don't need my guys who literally flick of the wrist dunking. I don't need that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, messing up your wrist and all that extra just to prove to me, the fans, that you could dunk. And I know you could dunk because you're 6'7", 6'8", 6'6". Of course you could dunk. It's not what you out here to do. You're out here to drop threes. So I apologize. You probably got a lot of mail. I'm talking to Sam. Like, hey, why don't you dunk more? Blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. I was one of those guys. I didn't mail you. But I definitely, there was like, I wonder if he get to 20. He got up to like maybe 11, 12. I mean, so he definitely could dunk. And this year, he definitely was giving a little mini to the basket. Sam got a little like this 1 euro, boom, boom, boom. I think he pulled it off maybe 2-3 times this season. Tried to pull it off a couple other times and failed, but when he pulled it off, it's a sweet move. I'm here way too long. Way too long. This is like 3 podcasts. But hopefully y'all liked the update. I haven't got to politic with y'all in a minute. Tell me who y'all want to face or don't want to face between the Magics and the Hawks. Either way, it should be exciting first round. Young guys trying to prove things like how he was. But I don't want to get too excited like Trey. I don't want these games to get all like out of hand. Because the reason why they beat us, I think they was getting us on the glass. And then I checked out, I'll try to see. But it only said like 1 game on both teams for the Hawks and the Magics. Because I have a thing about when we're down at halftime, I don't really like that. Or then it's not because like our record it got better, but it wasn't like, if we like on the double digits, if we down by double digits. So I tried it again. I got it out this time. Our record was shaky at the beginning, but much better later this season. But when I checked, it was 1-1. So it was for the Magic. We was up halftime for 1 game. It was down halftime for 1 game. And then the third game, and it's not a particular order. It didn't say. And then the Hawks, the same thing. 1 game, it was up, 1 game, it was down. And then I think the third one, it said we won the game by a lot. So it was like a toss-up. But the thing with these young dudes, we gotta just stay focused. We can't go out there thinking, and I don't see this happening, but I seen it happening. And it's just definitely gotta control the boards. Don't let them get into like a nice offensive, because it's the second quarters. It's like even when the first quarters like be close, it's the second quarters like we relax for some reason. Then by halftime, it be looking like, what the heck? It was just up 13 or whatever. So secure the ball. I mean, lose those. These little young cats, they like to strip the ball and run down. You know what I mean? Control the ball. Like, I gotta check this stat. If we finished, we was like first in the league in our turnovers. We was only having like 12 turnovers a game. I don't know if it went up to 13 or went down to 11 or stayed at 12. So I'm gonna try to check that stat out. I like that stat. Stat I like is our assist. I think we was averaging like 25 plus assists. We had like a lot of games when we had 30. I think our last game we had like 33 assists. I love that. And then I think we I'm not sure, I'm not even gonna say it, but control the glass. Definitely any game you don't control the glass. And those more say, I just remember on the Magic's more, they be crashing the boards. So we gotta look out for that. Between these two teams, right, and Indiana last year, like how Indiana played last year, it was like, if we don't slow them down, we're gonna lose. With these two teams, it's more like it's the small thing, the small details. Like, control the flow of the game, you know what I mean? Control the tempo. Definitely control the boards. And I think we'll be okay. The points, Mofo's gonna score. Like, Trae Young gonna score. These point guards are gonna score because that's what they do. Gotta like these mofos that be getting all these double doubles, like the Wagners. Like, you gotta control the board. Even Ben Cho, he could get up there and get assists. Like Orlando, like I said, I think like physical wise, I don't want to deal with them. And I want to see Trae in the playoffs. I just don't want him against us. If he wasn't playing against us, I would love to see it. And then Trae's a headache, bro. You see what I said? You see what he did in New York last year. Although, no, I mean, they didn't prevail, but he a headache, man. We got time for Trae. Ice Trae the game. Got time for you, homie. Hopefully, I got a little bit of the game previewing. I talk more about a lot of more things, but it's basketball related, which is, kept it that way. So the background, what I was watching, right, is still on. Is shout out to Vibes Cartel, my DJ. I should have been in the Bronx there. Should have been there. I didn't even know he was coming, my guy, till Friday. I did not know. That's my fault. At the end of the day, it's my fault. I could be mad at other people, but I take the blame because I should know better. I should know my circle by now. I should know my circle by now, but shout out to Vibe Cartel. Went to, Brooklyn, the Barclays Center, shut it down. You see me? People want to say they don't want to play this and that, and the man sick and rah. You see what the man walking with, bro? The man could have came out and just chill. He got money. Like, the man has money. He could retire. He got money. He can't probably not. Well, I don't know his pockets, but you see what he did. Like, I said, I'm not controlling his pocket, but even if him get a visa and come to wherever I want to live and just live a regular artist life and perform, and even perform, do a couple interviews, he'll be alright. But my man came out here and trying to, do the damn thing. So I definitely would have been there to support. Sold out one show, had to do another one. They supposedly wanted to do a third. I saw him say, you know how we be capping sometimes, talking about my peoples. And other people said that, but did they hear that from Vibe saying that through interviews? And why them wanna lie? There's no reason, but they say they wanted to do another show. So that would have been 3 shows. That's strenuous, so I'm happy that if that's the case, the man ain't no whore for money. So right there, it proves, say, on a money thing. Because he could have done another show and done another whatever. Because both shows they say sold out. So shout out to Survivor. That's what I got in the back. I seen on one part. I was watching. This is like the whole show in the back. It wasn't in the back, whatever. But a part. This show Black Rhino and Javinci. This is for all the Caribbean folks. Knew they had like a little. I'm talking about Vibes and Javinci, Black Rhino. They had their little falling out, whatever. But they was on stage. So even people say them on sick and rare. Even to go there, there's so much other so much other acts there, what you pay would have been worth it. So it's not like you paying, say, $500 just to see Vibes Cartel. People have said them on sick on camp perform. There's like over, unless I'm not to the sure, but just there was like 10 people I like. Let's say they said. Last time I'm going back to see, but so far I seen Spice, Black Rhino, Javinci. They said Neo was there. Little Kim was there. They said Akon was there. I'm stopped counting, but that's more than 6 people. So yeah, I said I'm on bring. I said more than 10 other artists, whatever you pay, and that's a once in a lifetime show. First time back in New York. Sell off. We're a boss. Celtics be balling, and we out. Playoff time, baby.